Magandang buhay at mabuting tao.
Ako po si Eman Bugay.
Ako po si Rizon Lopez.
Ako po si Jojo.
Tapos yung topic po natin is Standard Creative Thinking Strategies.
So what is standard creative thinking strategies? So these are structured methods or techniques used to generate, develop, and organize ideas in a creative and systematic way. These strategies help individuals or group approach problems from different perspectives, overcome mental blocks, and produce innovative solutions. They serve as guidelines or tools that make the creative process more effective, logical, and purposeful. So, ang explanation ko naman po dito is kahit nasa stressful situation ka, if may apply mo po yung creative thinking, makakaisip ka pa rin ng mga alternative ideas. So, ano nga ba yung importance ito sa nutrition and dietetics? So, number one, creative thinking strategies can be used when designing meal plans for patients with different health conditions, making sure food is both nutritious and appealing. And pangalawa, enhances communication and education strategies, making nutrition advice more understandable and practical. And then pangatlo, strengthens problem-solving skills, especially when working with limited resources in hospitals or communities. So ngayon, itatakal na po natin ang types of creative thinking strategies. Next. So una is brainstorming. Ano nga ba yung brainstorming? Brainstorming is a creative technique where a group of individual generates a large number of ideas in a free-thinking environment to solve a problem, develop a new concept, or explore possibilities without immediate criticism or judgment. So yung brainstorming po, ito yung parang pinakakaraniwan na ginagamit sa creative thinking strategies. Kumbaga pag may group work, halos lahat po tayo gumagamit ng brainstorming. So kung sa nutrition field, ito po yung magiging example niya. Creating an affordable but nutritious breakfast meal plan for college students. So ito po, ang mga students magsasuggest po sila without judgment like oatmeal, egg, pandesal, omelette with rice, mga ganun. Tapos lahat ng mga ideas ililista. And then the group evaluates which meal are budget friendly, nutritious, and easy to prepare. And the final plan is made by combining the best suggestions. Mind mapping is a visual note-taking and idea generation technique that organizes information hierarchically around a central concept, like branches on tree. By using a central idea, keywords, colors, and images, mind maps help capture and connect thoughts on non-linear way, promoting better understanding, memory, and creative problem solving. So, for example po, ang topic po dito is tungkol po sa malnutrition, and yung mga causes po niya is lack of nutrition education, sabihin po natin ganun. Tapos, lack of access sa food insecurity, gano'n. And then, ang naging effect po, which is effect po ito, ang naging effect po niya is obesity, stunting, wasting, undernutrition. And then, sa branch na po ito, ang solution naman po niya is mga access sa food security, nutrition education. Yun.
So yung third standard creative thinking strategy natin is Scamper, is the Scamper model. Scamper is a checklist-based technique that helps improve or innovate by asking 7 types of questions. So the questions are from substituting, combining, adapting, modifying, and putting it into another use. Tapos eliminating and reversing it. And it encourages people to look at existing ideas or products in new ways. So a good visual representation is the Scamper model. Here, ito po yung Scamper model po namin, yung visual aid is S for substitute, which is replacing a part or a material with processing something else. C, combining, joining elements or ideas or functions together in creating new ways or find a new element you can merge with. Sa A is adapting, and it is modifying something to better suit a new purpose or content. And M is for modifying, and it is modifying by enlarging, reducing, and changing the shape or altering attributes. And it could even make small changes that have a big effect. Tapos sa P naman po is putting it to use or putting it into another use. So for P is rather than changing the thing itself, you have to consider changing the context, the context it exists. So E is eliminating. For better understanding, is to remove elements or to simplify or summarize or pare down to essentials. And it goes back to the same less is more. So sa R naman po is reversing. So sa R is we have to flip the script and reorder the priorities and inverse cause and effect and turn it all upside down. So how does this go for nutrition? In nutrition and dietetics, Scamper can be applied to recipes or diet plans, like substituting. For substitute, we have to replace refined sugar with stevia or fruit pure. Sa combining, or C is mixing vegetables into pasta sauce for picky eaters. So parang pino-combine po natin yung ibang concept as we have to mix healthier options, and that's exactly what combined use is. Tapos adapt is adapting to portion sizes to fit calorie needs. So syempre sa mga patients or depende sa goal ng isang pasyente, we have to adapt to their food history, tapos yung mga caloric needs nila everyday. So we need to adapt that. We need to adapt their portion size to their calorie needs. Tapos E naman for eliminate is removing deep frying and using steaming options instead. So for eliminating, as always as it can be, oil is a very high caloric content, and for eliminating, or rather it's also adapting, deep frying is using steaming methods, as in i-replace po natin and use it into something else. Tapos yung reverse naman is turning desserts into healthier options like fruit parfaits instead of cakes. So this is very self-explanatory. Sa reverse naman, we can somehow change it into a healthier option instead of a fatty content like cake. Parang nire-reverse po natin ang mixture. So the fourth standard creative thinking strategy is lateral thinking. So lateral thinking was created by Edward de Bono, and it is about approaching problems in a non-traditional way. Bali, you have to think outside the box. So instead of following step-by-step logic, it encourages ideas that are out of the box. So the ideas that might not be obvious at first, it often involves looking at problems from different angles or reframing them. So a good example is, instead of trying to sell more ice cream during winter from a company, the company uses lateral thinking and markets hot chocolate flows, as it is a suitable drink for the winter and for warm drinks topped with ice cream. So instead of completely removing ice cream, the company infuses it with the company infuses it with something applicable sa winter season. And next. So ito po yung visual representation of lateral thinking. So as you can see, sa traditional logic is making assumptions of what the rules are. As in, you're following only what you know, and what is already given to you, instead of thinking laterally or more creatively. So as you can see here sa traditional logic, it's sobrang inside the box talaga siya, literal. Tapos sa lateral thinking, and it is disregarding impaired rules, as in thinking outside the box. You have to think of new and innovative strategies. So instead of following what's inside the box, you're creatively thinking lang, pwede ko naman gawin ito. So that is pinapawalakan mo yung isip. So an example for nutrition and dietetics for lateral thinking is for encouraging children to eat vegetables. And a nutritionist creates a veggie popsicle. So parang related sa hot chocolate ice cream na example ko, by blending spinach, banana, and mango into colorful frozen snacks instead of serving plain cooked veggies. So yung example ko naman dito is, syempre yung mga bata, depende on how they were raised, hindi sila sanay mag-veggies, or hindi sila talagang invest sa mga veggies. So instead of giving vegetable options, we could convert it into veggie popsicles, because ice cream is very attractive sa mga bata. So by blending spinach and banana and mango into colorful frozen snacks instead of serving plain cooked veggies is a example of lateral thinking. So in addition to my example is, dietitians often face challenges with patient compliance. As in, we have to be flexible on what they like and dislike. So especially sa mga children, is most children don't like the taste of vegetables, And by using lateral thinking, they can design creative solutions like ayun po, yung veggie popsicles. And for example, making vegetables more appealing, more attractive or interesting sa mga bata, and by shaping them into fun designs for children, or introducing nutrient-rich local street food into meal plans for communities resistant to Western style diets. So parang it's similar to Scamper method is for adapting or for eliminating, but it is quite literally thinking outside the box on what else or creative strategies you could use. So our fifth standard creative thinking strategy is six thinking hats. So the sixth thinking hats is a structured design making strategy by, again, Edward V. Bond. And each hat represents a different way of thinking. So for the six thinking hats is, sa six thinking hats, these are our examples. So white hat is focusing on facts. So it focuses on describing the design as it is without any personal or bias, and used to focus on facts and information. Sa yellow is optimist, focusing on identifying the benefits of the design and why it is a good solution. So sa devil's advocate, or the black hat, is focusing on identifying the risks and challenges. So that's why it is also called devil's advocate, as it is more on the negative aspect of the design or the thinking. So sa red hat naman is the emotional. So it focuses on how the design makes us feel or makes you feel, used to express emotions and feelings about the design. So sa green hat naman is the idea generator. So it focuses on coming up with new ideas to improve the design or used to generate new ideas and solutions. So tapos sa last natin is in blue hat, and which is the managing. It is focusing on summarizing the decision and the discussion and making decision makings about the design, and it is used to summarize the discussion and make important decisions, as it is usually the last thinking hat strategy. In the context of nutrition and dietetics, on how we use the six thinking hats is, let's say a hospital's team is designing a new meal plan that might use the hat. So for the white hat, as in focusing on the facts, they review lab results and dietary guidelines and patient needs, as in yung mga literal facts and information lang po ng pasyente. So, and sa red, it is considering how patients might feel about an unfamiliar product. So yung red is more on yung food preferences po nila, kung bet po nila yung isang food or how it will make them feel. And sa black is identifying yung risks such as high cost or low availability of food. So sa black din, additionally, we could also standardize it by the amount of cholesterol, the amount of sodium food has, and how it can affect the patient. So also here is identifying high cost or low availability of foods, as in kunwari po broccoli or ayun, sibuyas po. Kung sobrang mahal naman, they have to take that into account, as to be considerate on how the patients will provide themselves with that food that we prescribe. And sa yellow hat naman is highlighting the health benefits and patient satisfaction. Sa green is suggesting innovative recipes or cooking methods such as steaming, smoking, pickling, ganyan po, other methods of cooking. And sa blue is organizing the planning process and deciding on the final menu. So in blue, all in all, you have to summarize it to make it and simplify it for the patients, so they can understand it way better, and for even a novice to understand and follow what we prescribe.
Okay, so now we will be tackling the benefits of creative thinking in nutrition and dietetics. So aware naman tayo lahat, in creative thinking, we have to apply it everywhere, sa lahat ng field natin, in every situation. So first, help design unique, appealing meal plans for clients. So, di naman lahat ng mga clients natin sa nutrition dietetics namin is pabor sa gagawin namin. So, in order for them to appreciate or mas ma-intrigue sila sa gagawin namin, we will apply creative thinking strategy sa meal plan nila, para lang hindi lang sila ma-bored, maka-cooperate sila and masusunod nila na maayos. Second one is promote innovative solution for dietary restriction or health condition. So, if for example, may diabetes ka or hypertension, makaka-think ka ng alternative ways para pumasok yung diet plan na need mo since you are applying creative thinking strategies dun sa ginagawa mo. So, kahit anong issue or like anong health conditions ng patient mo, makaka-think ka pa rin and ma-apply mo pa rin yung meal plan na gusto mo para sa kanya. Number 3, encourages engaging nutrition education strategies. So, syempre, hindi naman lahat ng students sa ND is nakaka-focus or nakaka-ano pag in lesson. So, kailangan mo pa rin mag-think ng... So, yun pa rin, apply mo pa rin creative thinking para kailangan mo ng mga parang icebreaker, games, gano'n pa. So, para ma-hook sila sa lesson mo. Number 4, support sustainable and resourceful food choices. So, we have to be practical here. Sa mga paggawa ng meal plan, kailangan natin maging take advantage yung ano meron natin sa atin sa Philippines. So, we have to support our local and we have to spend our money sa abot kaya lang natin. So, number 5, improves problem solving in clinical and community settings. So, if you mag-OJT ka na or like you will be assigned in clinical and community, may encounter ka pa rin ng mga certain situations. So, you have to apply pa rin yung creative thinking in order for you to solve yung mga problems na kailangan mo, na mga problems and hardships na may encounter mo during your OJT days. Okay. Conclusion. Creative thinking empowers nutrition professionals to break from routine, enabling innovative solution tailored to clients' unique needs. Using creative methods in education such as hands-on activities and sensory engagement, it deepens learning and motivates behavior change. Nutrition plays a dual role: physically nourishing the brain and energizing creative cognition. And lastly, a holistic creative approach in nutrition dietetics enhances client satisfaction and professional efficiency and health outcomes.
Thank you for listening.
Ako po si Eman Bugay.
Ako po si Rizal Lopez.
Ako po si Sean Chua.
And this has been Standard Creative Thinking Strategy. Thank you.
Thank you.